Finally, we're learning about the Indianapolis Opera. Opera is one of the most impressive art forms to behold on stage. The booming voices of the singers telling incredible stories from around the world. Since its founding over 40 years ago, the Indianapolis Opera has been working to bring this cornerstone of culture to stages across Indiana.
Hi, I'm David Craig Starkey. I'm the General Director of the Indianapolis Opera. Thank you. How many opera productions has Indianapolis Opera done? I'm not exactly sure because it's really quite an extensive list. Indianapolis Opera was founded in 1975. We just actually celebrate our 45th season. Having celebrated 45 years, it's a really long list, and it's really quite a list of repertory of all kinds of composers. There are many composers that the Indianapolis Opera has done over 45 years, mostly within the Romantic and Classical periods. There are some contemporary things that the opera company has occasionally done, but it's been mostly of that grand opera that most people know, like Puccini, Verdi, Donizetti, Rossini, even some of Mozart. Most of them are part of the Germanic, Italian, and French repertory, with a little bit of Russian and English that's in there, things that we are very much familiar with. So the languages of the classical and Romantic period, German, French, Italian, is going to be a lot of things that are going to be of sort of the grand repertory, or sometimes what we call opera seria. That means it's scene opera. So you go from scene to scene to scene. And so some of that could be a scene that could be comedic, some of it could be dramatic, some of it could be romantic. And now moving into more of a contemporary standpoint that the opera is working on, to be able to have a balance, you do have things that are a little bit more of storytelling, not so much of something that might be historic, but it could be something of an event. So the opera has done all kinds of variations. So where does the Indianapolis Opera perform? Well, we're actually sitting in the Basile Opera Center, which is a community arts center where the Indianapolis Opera rehearses, does their education activities, and it's also where we do some of our education and small productions or small workshop productions here. It's really quite a wonderful facility. We've been here for a number of years and looking forward to staying. But within the last 5 to 7 years, the opera has been more into the communities. We've had more regional venues that have been built, like the Tarkington, the Booth Tarkington that's up in Carmel, or we've been at the Schrott Performing Arts Center at Butler University, and now recently we've been at the Toby Theater, which is at Newfields. We're even producing in Garfield Park and also in other venues around the community to be more of a neighborhood organization than where opera used to be just one centralized place where they will all come to. Opera is now sort of coming to your community. So Frank and Katrina Basile, that is what is the name of this opera center that we are in, the Basile Opera Center. Here we are at 40th and Pennsylvania in Midtown and the Meridian Kessler neighborhood. They have been able to help us to be able to turn this into a community arts center with the opera company's strength and leadership. They have been so instrumental in all of the different locations that we have seen around the community and being a philanthropist to the performing arts. This couple were one of the very first people that I met when I came here 3.5 years ago, and they showed me the leadership and the kind of importance that they have for this community and how they have been able to really charge the future for the opera company. So the Indianapolis Opera has been in a very unique position with these challenging times that we are in. We were in the middle of a production of Don Giovanni when we had to cancel that production. And so when it got canceled and we were not able to go to the theater, we decided to run our final rehearsal and capture it on video. We shared that with our public, thanking them for their donations of their tickets or their exchange, and it was really a love way for us to be able to help them heal and spread the word of singing and how important that is. Since then, we have been able to revive a production that we did back in the fall of Elixir of Love and share that with our public for over a month. Now we're looking at bringing another production out that we did several years ago of La Boheme. We also have e-learning opportunities for students and for schools that are on our website, and we're doing features that are helping us to be able to connect with the performing artists and the leading opera singers that we have that we bring here not only from regionally, but also around the country. So Opera at Home is really where we are at right now, feeding the healing power of singing and music in people's lives as they spend the time to work through these times. But we do have a future. We see a path in front of us, and we're not quite sure how it's all going to work, but we're hoping and planning for us to go back to Garfield Park in September and do at least 1 or 2 productions next year with some fundraisers also. It's very uncharted territories, but we believe we have a future. We know opera's been around for 400 years, and there's been many challenges, and opera's going to make its way through it. We're going to make it through this together, and we thank you, everybody, for being with us as we sing our way to the future.
Find out about opera at home, learning opportunities, or book tickets at indyopera.org.